wrapping up our All Christmas Blues and Southern Soul program.
Gene Bailey.
We have a very special guest that you will definitely enjoy. And we'll hear from some of the artists that sing the Christmas blues. Join me, Gene Bailey, for Blues Time in the City this weekend before Christmas, right here.
This is comedian Janelle Banks, and you are listening to KUAW, Kansas City.
Okay. Again, this is the Truth Be Told with myself, T Baby, on KUAW Radio, Knowledge, Understanding, and Wisdom. If you have a business or an event that you'll like sponsor here on KUAW, make sure to email us at KUAW985@gmail.com. You can call it anytime during this live broadcast. No, you can't. I'm at home. But you can visit us on the World Wide Web 24/7, www.kuaw.org. If you're watching me live over Facebook, hey, if you're listening to me over the air, you'd like to watch me live on Facebook, make sure to hop over to our Facebook page. That's KUAW-radio. We are on all major social platforms, YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, KUAW, on YouTube, KUAW Radio. Make sure to like and share these pages with your family and friends so that they are all able to tap into the great content that we have here in KUAW during the week. Okay, so we need to discuss. First of all, let's discuss this. Okay. Because today it was, I guess last week, the mayor opened back up Kansas City, you know what I'm saying? As far as the coronavirus goes and everything like that. But we still have the mask mandate. But as far as capacity and hours and everything like that, like all that was gone, right? Well, today, the governor of Texas announced that Texas was 100% back open, no mask mandate, nothing like that. A couple of weeks ago, well, it might have been last week or the week before that, Texas had some really weird weather that they've never ever. And, and I was joking around like they trying to freeze out Corona and then they going to open everything back up. And now it's seeming like that's exactly what they did. Like they just froze Texas. And now they're opening everything back up to the point where there's, what's crazy to me about that though is that even last week I was seeing some articles about different variants. I think that's the word I'm looking for, variants of the coronavirus, and they were saying that we were up to like 4. The vaccine only protects against the first variant of coronavirus, and it's like then multiplied like 4 times, since then. But Johnson & Johnson just got approved for a vaccination as well. Man, and I'm normally, investing into these companies with the vaccinations and things like that, but I don't really invest in Johnson & Johnson, because Johnson & Johnson, I mean, they kill a lot of people. Let's just be real. They give a lot of people cancer. I've known people that's then died from their birth control. A lot of different things, goes on with Johnson & Johnson. So I don't really support Johnson & Johnson as far as these things, those things go or whatever, just because it's just too much, you know what I'm saying? It's too much that be going on with that company. So, but they did get approved emergency thing from the FDA for them to release their vaccine for the coronavirus. I think that opening everything back up is kind of, they're just kind of wanting people to get the vaccine and trying to like produce or get more people to actually participate in getting the vaccine. I know a lot of people. I mean, my sister got the vaccine. I know a couple of people that's getting the vaccine, but that know that worked in the medical field. I know they were like a couple of those people that were getting the vaccine. I just seen today though. Let me see that. I just seen today. Let me find it because I don't want to mess it up. But that Joe Biden, he is like, I guess, recommending that all where did it go? All teachers and educators basically get the here we go. So like he sent out a tweet and he was saying that he is directing every state to prioritize educators for the vaccination. So as far as like the educator, the school staff, child care workers to receive at least one shot by the end of the month. I guess because they're reopening schools. Schools have been reopened and everything like that. I believe KCP, yes, if I'm not mistaken, opened back up this week with in-person school. But my thing of it is why are we still pushing this vaccination? Pushing the vaccination when the virus is mutated, and we don't know if the vaccination is going to work for the new variants of the coronavirus that came out after the vaccination had already been produced or made, you know what I'm saying? So now it's like pushing. I'm really just curious to see, like, to me, it's like a science experiment right now. I do, I mean, we just got out of February, quote unquote Black History Month. And shout out to March. It's Women's History Month now. So welcome to March. But I ain't forgot about the Tuskegee experiment, and I'm just not really confident that this coronavirus vaccination is in the best interest. Me personally, I'm not taking a coronavirus vaccination. I don't care if they coming out talking about we're gonna give you $1,400 to take it. It's not worth my life. I'm not doing it, But everybody to each his own, because if you do feel safe with getting it or you want to get it, I do. Older people, you know what I'm saying? I feel like they should get it, even though a lot of people have been dying, getting this vaccination. Really, let's be real. They're not putting it out there, but you can't find it. People dying like several days after receiving the vaccination. But want to do first, yes, do it, because the more people that get it, the more I don't have to get it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I shouldn't have to get it. If enough people, 70, I think the goal is for of the United States population to be vaccinated. So we'll see what schools they want. The teachers and everything to get it. So yeah, I mean, it's cool. Like it's cool for real, but we'll see what happens. Like, like I said, they're opening everything back up. The Texas governor wasn't the only governor that decided to open up the state. Mississippi decided to open up their state as well, and no mask mandate. So I'm just like curious to say, just to see how things are going to go. I'm curious to see like a year, like people that didn't have the vaccination, how it's going for them. Like, I am happy that, everything is starting to open back up because quite frankly, I was getting a little tired of this, like I really was. So but I do want everyone to still be safe. Like, I just, I don't know how safe we can really be or, what is really gonna, transpire, but I do, I just want everyone to be safe, stay in their realm of, what they feel is best for them to do. I still wouldn't just be all out. Like I said, I'm gonna give it about 2 or 3 more months before I pop out on people just to see how the pop outs go. You know what I'm saying? Like how they gonna be doing, after all this, after a couple of months of things being open and stuff again. So we shall see how this goes, you guys. Make sure y'all stay tuned so we can keep y'all updated. And because we'll see how this goes. In other news, Dr. Seuss. Okay. It was crazy because I just went to tell y'all sorry. I went to Walmart the other day and I walked in and they had all these Dr. Seuss books on sale. And I'm calling my sister like, hey, Dr. Seuss on sale, this and that, right? It made me curious, like, why is Dr. Seuss on sale? And then I get up and I think this was posted, that was posted today. And so they are no longer publishing 6 of Dr. Seuss books due to racism. They said that it has racist images, racism imagery in these children books. Okay. And what was crazy is I'm not actually familiar. I used to read Dr. Seuss, like I was a preschool teacher. So I used to read Dr. Seuss books, but I'm familiar with like 1 Foot, 2 Foot, Are You My Mother, Cat in a Hat, Green Eggs and Hams, ABC, One Fish, Two Fish, you know what I'm saying? Like I guess the normal Dr. Seuss books, like maybe I just didn't know Dr. Seuss had so many books. If y'all knew Dr. Seuss had so many books, let me know in the comments because I really didn't. I didn't know he had so many books, like that I might have been missing out on. But however, the 6 books that will no longer be published are and to think that I saw it on Mulberry Street, never heard of it. If I Ran the Zoo, never heard of that. Mick Elligott's Pool, On Beyond Zebra, Scrambled Egg Super, and The Cat's Quizzer. These are some Dr. Seuss books. Oh shoot.
It's me. What happened?
I'm sorry, y'all. My TV didn't came on. I'm at home. But yeah, like I've never really heard of these Dr. Seuss books. And so I was I guess it won't really be missed because, like I said, most of us have never heard of these Dr. Seuss books. Like these are not the normal Dr. Seuss books, but they were saying that the Mulberry Street portrayed wearing a Asian something wearing a conical hat, holding chopsticks while eating from a bowl. A drawing in the Ran from the Zoo, 2 barefooted African men wearing something, and it goes on and on, describing what these racist images were in these books. So they decided, and that's crazy because they said they announced this on Dr. Seuss's birthday. But so they're gonna stop publishing these 6 books of Dr. Seuss. Now, and it kind of reminds me of like when we have to pay more attention to what our children are learning or being exposed to, especially YouTube these days, because YouTube, goodness gracious, I don't know what these kids be watching or what these children be watching on YouTube. Like it's ridiculous. So yeah, but we have to pay more attention to this. But sometimes things can be getting taken too far. Okay, like some things it's not even worth like what everyone is like going through or saying putting it like making it out to be, you know what I'm saying, in a sense. For instance, Mr. Potato Head, okay, it's been announced earlier this week or last week sometimes that Mr. Potato Head is going gender neutral. So he would no longer, I guess, be Mr. Potato Head. I don't know. I guess he's just going to be a potato head. I don't know what they're going to call him now. But some things like, first of all, Mr. Potato Head had a Mrs. Potato Head too. So it's like, what is the big deal, you know what I'm saying, about changing these toys or doing all these things that y'all doing to make, I guess, everyone feel included, you know, in a sense or whatever, but everyone has a gender. Like, no matter how much you don't like your gender or you don't want your gender to be your gender, you still have a gender. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care. They talking about not giving children genders at birth on their birth certificates. They just want them to be theys instead of a his or her. They should just be a they. Like, what in the world are we coming to where these are the things that we are disgusting? These are the things that we are changing, let alone our people getting killed in the street and no justice for it. That ain't changing. You know what I'm saying? Let alone do what the women still getting life sentences for killing their abductors and abusers and everything like that. Yes, ain't nobody forgot about Centoya Brown and all the other women like her that's serving on death row or life, whatever, right now, prison sentences for killing someone that kidnapped them and raped them repeatedly, you know, but no, we're not changing none of that. We need to change Mr. Potato Head. He should be gender neutral. What? Like, who cares? You know what I'm saying? Like, honestly, if y'all care in the comments, let me know. You know what I'm saying? Like, maybe I'm being insensitive, but I feel like there are a lot bigger things, much larger issues that the United States will be facing, that the world is facing these days, besides Mr. Potato Head and his gender. Okay, like, I don't understand it. Like, why are we really wasting time on these type of things when we have so many other issues out here, so many other things going on? Like for instance, have the people that stormed the Capitol been charged yet? Like, have we got any update on what's going on with these group of people? Because I seen 2 of them was from Kansas City. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if y'all seen that, but I seen 2 of them was from Kansas City. So I'm trying to figure out, have we decided what we was going to do with them folks yet while we sit up here changing genders of toys? Like, while we're making it to where the transgender can play girls sports with girls. This FC fighter, MMA or UFC fighter, transgender that's been around here smashing women's skulls in. Have we thought about that while we're sitting up here thinking about a gender of a potato? Like, he's a potato. We don't give a dang about his gender. I didn't even listen. I just thought you poked different little things up in them and you can make them whatever you want to be. Like, I didn't even understand that Mr. Potato Head had a gender back in the day, because I mean, you had girl stuff and boy stuff. You could dress up the potato however you wanted to dress up the potato. Like, what are we talking about here? Like, these are the things that's in the news. These are the things that we're covering, right? Doesn't make sense at all. You know what I'm saying? But I digress, you know, like, I can't really tell nobody. But I do want to talk about, there's been something that's bothering me today. I'm trying to get this little silly stuff out the way or whatever, because it's a little heavy, you know what I'm saying? And it's disappointing, you know, and it's about time that if you guys are listening to me, we are in Kansas City. This is Kansas City's global community. That's where we are located and stationed at. And it's something that has to be done about this. And I'm not talking about no marching. I'm not talking about no, you know what I'm saying, no raiding. Like, just some real things need to be done. So, and we need to demand some answers as the people. The Constitution says we the people. You know what I'm saying? Everything, these governments are ran by the people. We don't understand that we have the power in everything that is transpiring in these governments, from local to federal. We may feel powerless, but that's just because of the thought that you are holding. They really work for us. You know what I'm saying? And we have to get to the point of where they know that they're working for us, okay? And not the other way around. So let me go ahead and tell y'all what happened. Last year, around this time, well, actually coming up, the anniversary is coming up. So it was March 12th. There's a guy, a young man, Donnie Sanders. Donnie Sanders was pulled over on the evening of March 12th, accused of speeding. They possibly turn in without a turn signal. Normal traffic, you know what I'm saying, routine stop should have been, but Donnie Sanders didn't make it home that night. He was shot 5 times by a police officer. He was unarmed. He didn't have no gun, nowhere on him in the car, nothing. You know, according to the article that I read today, I was gonna read the article to you guys, but according to the article that I read today, the information that was gathered from the police officer's dash cam, or which not even his body camera, this is the dash cam of his car. Apparently, he pulled into a dead end street and he got out to run. That's my first problem. You know, we're in a situation as people, we're in a situation of where we really have to think about and consider the way that we are portraying the police to our children. We really have to censor what it is that they're seeing so that they do not become in a constant state of fear. And he was a grown man, you know what I'm saying? He wasn't a child, but however, these are the things that are taught. These are the things that are programmed in our subconscious programming about the police, especially these days, especially the children coming up now, where it's a constant state of fear. Like your life is always in danger, you know, when it comes to the police. Mayor Quentin Lucas, and whoever else up in there higher states like this, the police chief, because I'm upset, one, that the police officer name was not released. It doesn't say whether he was suspended, whether he was fired, none of that. They decided not to bring any charges against this police officer. That was just charged yesterday, thanks to what is her name? Jean Patters Baker, the prosecutor that you guys should have voted out this last election. She really shouldn't even have been in office anymore. Like, so frustrating. So frustrating because we don't be understanding how these votes affect us or how they affect our daily lives or the future decisions of when it's time that these voting come around, that not voting or just voting straight Democratic or voting how someone tells you to vote, how it can harm us. Like everybody was so excited about, you know, her being up there with Legend's parents and getting the people to come in, and like she was just trying so hard, you know what I'm saying, to find the killers of, you know, this young man and everything like that. Granted, ain't nothing, I'm not comparing the two. I'm glad she did that because that's her job. She was supposed to do that. But it was also her job to charge that police officer that shot that unarmed man 5 times. First of all, you are a trained professional. What are you shooting at somebody 5 times for if they not even shooting back at you? You shot 5 times? I don't even understand once, but 5 times killing him? You know what I'm saying? Like that was an intent to kill. What happened to stopping? Why are you not just trying to, if you feeling threatened, why are you not just trying to disarm the threat? Why are you not shooting somebody in the knee or, you know, in the arm or whatever? I don't know. You're a trained professional. You know how to shoot. You know how to aim. You're trained for these situations, or supposedly trained for these situations. Right? But where's the training? Where's the training when you sit up here? Where's the backlash for the lack of training of the police department? Where's the accountability being held at? You know what I'm saying? Like, I need to hear from the police chief, the mayor, the governor, every goddamn body. Like, what is going on to the point where someone could be unarmed, shot 5 times, and yet you still say there's insufficient evidence enough to charge the police officer? Is the fact that this man is no longer breathing not evidence enough? Is the fact that he didn't get to make it home to his children, to his family, not evidence enough? But that police officer got to go home to his family. He probably got to pay little vacation out of the situation or whatever while they were investigating. You know what I'm saying? He's protected, safe up in his home, not worrying about grieving the death of a loved one coming up here in a couple of days. You know what I'm saying? Like all these type of things. They're not the way, but that wasn't a sufficient amount of evidence. Someone being shot 5 times unarmed is not a sufficient. What after the second shot? Why did you shoot again? After the third shot, why did you shoot again? After the fourth shot, why did you shoot again? I need a trial. I need to know what was going through your mind when you were letting off every single shot. Every single shot. What was going through your mind? I need to know. But no, the prosecutors don't want to hold these people accountable for the things that they do. And it's not about, to me, the thing about it is what people don't understand. And it seems like we always make it seem like it's about race, When it comes to me, it is period. Because at the end of the day, police officers, I don't care whether you're Asiatic police officer, European police officer, Hispanic police officer, I don't care what hue police officer you are. No police, if your job is to protect and serve, why are you not being held accountable to uphold that job? If my job was to be an accountant for a company and I was doing no accounting work, I would be fired. If your job is to protect and serve, how are you not fired for killing? You're not protecting anything. You're not serving anything. Like, what are you doing? You're not doing your job, and you should lose your job. Like anyone else would lose their job. You get football players that lose their job over less. You know what I'm saying? Look at Kareem Hunt. He kicked somebody. They still live to see another day. He lost his job. You know what I'm saying? Like for like a year or some stuff. But these people that are supposed to be protecting us, that's supposed to be serving us, we're supposed to be able to call on them in a time of need. We're supposed to be able to call on them in emergency. Nobody feels comfortable calling the police. Except probably Europeans. Don't know Asiatics feel comfortable calling the police. We don't care if we need the police or not. We ain't calling. Why? Because we mess around and be shot on some stuff that we didn't call about. Or we mess around, go to jail on some stuff that we didn't call about. We trying to get protected from, but for some reason, we don't fall up under the same, I don't know what it is. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we need answers. We need answers. This is unacceptable. People should be mad about this. People should be upset about this. People should want to do something about this, not just march down whatever street, not none of that. You know what I'm saying? But demanding some real change. Go sit up in some meetings. I'm trying to find me a meeting to crash right now because I got questions. I want to know, how is this possible? How is there no charges? Who decided that there was no charges? Where was the trial? Where was the trial of the peers, of the people, of the person that was the victim? You know what I'm saying? Where was the trial? Like, where was it? Who you just one person got to sit up in their office, review the evidence, and decide that they wasn't gonna do nothing about it? No, who gives them that much power? We give them that much power. And no, you don't have that power. You don't have that power. So we don't need to be acting like that they do have that power. And we need to take back the power that is owed to us, because like I said, this is unacceptable. Okay? It just really is. So Kansas City, you're on the clock. For real. That's you're on the clock, baby, because this is unacceptable, and we're not about to have this summer. And then on another thing too, I know I got to take a break here in a second, but on another note too, Kansas City, get yourself together. It's already just March 2nd. We're up to like 23 homicides. Soon as the sun want to come out, y'all want to start shooting up people again. Like, come on, man. Like we gotta. Our people suffer from so much just like PTSD, and it's so many different things that we have to guard ourselves from. We got to guard ourselves from our loved ones, from our brethren, from the police, from the Europeans in the office that's just trying to hold us back, from the banks that ain't trying to give us no money or trying to help us do anything to push ourselves further, to the housing people that want to raise the appraisal prices on our houses so that we can't afford them. Like, so much stuff that we have to deal with and consider just in everyday things. We were talking about I seen this. I got this post in my phone, and I'm gonna look it up. And it's talking about the financial gap in between like a European family and an Asiatic family. With Asiatic, that's us. Yeah, no, I don't use the black word, but and so the average net worth, not income, net worth, okay? So the average net worth of an Asiatic family is $17,150. Net worth. That ain't talking about what you make. That's like you Google, you know what I'm saying? Your net worth. What is your life worth, right? Then you got the average net worth of a European family is $171,000. $171,000 compared to our 17,000. Let that soak in. Do I need to read those numbers again to y'all? Average Asiatic family, $17,150 net worth. European family, $171,000. Why? Ask yourself, why? Why is this? How do we start to bridge that gap? What do we need to be doing? You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, there is something that we need to be doing as a people differently. You know what I'm saying? There's something that we need to be doing different, and we need to start it. We need to start it now, like yesterday. You know, I gotta take a break. Donna, Mr. Walker, are you there? Sorry, y'all. Maybe he's not there. Maybe I don't have to take a break. But so I'm sorry. I was reading something, my bad. Oh, you said yes, take a break. I can't hear you, but I'm thinking you saying yes. Okay. So I gotta take a break. Bear with me, guys, for a little while, and I'll be right back. I can't hear you.
All right, you're listening to KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. We don't only bring you videos on Facebook and YouTube, but listen to our audio only where you'll get shows like Cheryl Underwood and Blues Time in the City. You can pick us up at www.kuaw.org or go to the TuneIn app and search KUAW. Listen to us, we're on 24 hours a day. That's KUAW Radio, Kansas City's global community radio station. And this is what you hear every day from noon till 2. Don't miss the Cheryl Underwood Show.
Where you at, baby? Sure, I'm at my first alma mater, Clark Atlanta University in Atlanta, Georgia. CAU was the first HBCU in the Southern United States. Shout out to our affiliate ATL Talks in Atlanta, Georgia, and everyone getting out there to vote for those 2 Senate seats. So we love you.
That's what I'm talking.
You are listening to KUAW Radio, home of the all-new Jamal Bakes Show, and I'm Jamal Bakes, and thank you so very much for listening to the station bringing you talk, news, entertainment that you won't get anywhere else. KUAWN, of and about our community.
This is the last weekend before Christmas, and on Blues Time in the City, we're wrapping up our all Christmas blues and Southern Soul program.
Gene Bailey.
We have a very special guest that you will definitely enjoy, and we'll hear from some of the artists that sing the Christmas blues. Join me, Gene Bailey, for Blues Time in the City this weekend before Christmas, right here.
This is comedian Janelle Banks, and you are listening to KUAW, Kansas City.
KUAW listeners, this is Carl Boyd for Wave Your Grades, coming to you every Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m. right here on KUAW. This program features American students striving for excellence in honor of our troops and American veterans, encouraging American students. Please join us every Saturday from 1 until 2 p.m. right here on KUAW.
Now on the air in Kansas City, The Cheryl Underwood Show.
We are proud to be part of the KUAW family.
The Cheryl Underwood Show. Weekdays Monday through Friday at 12 noon. KUAW around the world on KUAW.org.
w985@gmail.com. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So the second half of this show might be a little heavy. I wanted to talk about this post that I seen. And I seen it. It was some quotes from the founding fathers, and I'm gonna read them to you guys. And then I'm gonna show you, tell you where these quotes can be found if you want to go look them up for yourself, because they are public records. And you can fact check that these things were even ever said. Because one thing that's important is being able to research and fact check the things that we see, the things that we say, the things that we spread, right? To see that, just to know the truth, to know the truth. There's so many things that are put out to us, or put out into the world, that are just like opinions, or you know what I'm saying, just like we really don't know if these things were true or not, so when I came across this and it had the fact check information, it was very interesting to me. So I'm gonna read it to you guys, and then we're gonna break it down and discuss it for the rest half of the show. So the first one was Benjamin Franklin. And he was asking, why increase the sons of Africa by planting them in America, where we have so fair an opportunity, by excluding all blacks and 20s, or increasing the lovely white and red, right? Thomas Jefferson, he was president at the time that he made this statement. I advanced it, therefore, as a suspicion only, that the blacks, whether originally a distinct race or made distinct by time or circumstance, are inferior to the whites in the endowments of both mind and body. Abraham Lincoln, president at the time. There's a physical difference between the white and the black race, which I believe will forever forbid the two races living together. While they do remain together, there must be the position of superior and inferior. And I, as much as any man, am in favor of having the superior position assigned to the white race. Henry Berry, he was Virginia House of Representatives at the time. We have, as far as possible, closed every avenue by which the light may enter the slave's mind. If we could extinguish the capacity to see the light, our work will be complete. They would then be on the level of the beasts of the field, and then we should be safe. Now, why I'm reading this to you guys, right? Because their plan, if you look in today's day and age, if you look at around you, their plans work. The things that let me go ahead and give you guys the facts behind these statements. Benjamin Franklin's quote came from an essay that he wrote in 1771 entitled Observations Concerning the Increase of Mankind. Thomas Jefferson, his comments were made, remarks or notes in a State of Virginia, published in 1785. A prize winner and lawyer and historian who was written extensively on Jefferson's relationship with enslaved woman Sally. Oh yeah, okay. So that was just backed up about him, what he was doing, why he got so many descendants of the Asiatic race. Abraham Lincoln made his remarks during a debate because he was the president at the time, during a debate of 1858 against Stephen Douglas, where the men were very in control of the Illinois Grand Assembly. That's when his statements were made. Henry Berry, his remarks were made during 1832, a speech during the Virginia House of Delegates on the abolishment of slavery. He actually owned slaves himself at that time. So that's exactly what they were talking about, you know what I'm saying, the different things that they were talking about at that time. So let me tell you why I say these things are just vibrant today. So let me see, we'll start with Abraham Lincoln. Again, Abraham Lincoln, there's a physical difference between the white and black races, which I believe will forever forbid the two races living together. While they do remain together, there must be the position of superior and inferior. And I, as much as any man, am in favor of having the superior position assigned to the white race. Which is crazy because I've always heard that Abraham Lincoln was like, you know, us. So, but y'all know race is a status. Race is a status. So white and black is a status. Not a hue of skin. So he said, and so he says this. So we think about this superior and inferior. How do you make someone feel inferior to other people? Fear, you know what I'm saying? Like the things, all the police killings that we see in the street, just the things that we have been programmed to think. Coming out of slavery, you always thought white was better. The lighter, the better. You know what I'm saying? The more you would fit into society, the better you would be at like getting a job. The lighter that you were, you know what I'm saying? If you could fit in or if you could pass, you know what I'm saying? It's been something subconsciously, even in our people today, you see within our own nation, the light skin versus dark skin type of thing or whatever. And those type of things come from a mentality of superior and inferiority. When you see yourself less than, when you have been programmed to feel like that you're less than, when you have been taught years and years and years of being less than, even in school, you are taught that you are less than, you know what I'm saying? And always have been, but that's not true. That's why they don't tell you the other side of the pillow. You know what I'm saying? They don't tell you the cooler side of the pillow. They don't tell you about the cooler side of the pillow or the other side of the pillow where we were the superior race. They don't tell you that because they don't want you to know that. They don't want you to feel that. They don't want you to start experiencing that because God forbid you get back to that. You know what I'm saying? God forbid you get back to these people that they have to sit up here and have meetings on how to hold you down, how they have to write essays and have meetings with delegates and assemblies and everything of how to hold you back, of how to keep you from being who it is that you are meant to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Right? But we don't even read these days. Like, we don't even know these type of things that were going on during these times, because during these times it was illegal for us to read. You could be killed for reading anything besides the Bible. You know what I'm saying? And that's true. You can look that up. Those are laws. You could be killed. Like when they were talking about Kanye saying slavery was a choice. It wasn't a choice when you had this law over your head telling you that you could be killed for trying to simply better yourself, to educate yourself, to better your children, to better your livelihood. You were killed. That is instilling fear. That is instilling generations of fear into a group of people so that they feel that they are always and have always been less than, when that's not the case. Because if you were less than, they would not have been gathering. They would not have been having meetings and assemblies and writing essays on how to hold you back. They would not have been educating people on the how to make a slave. You know what I'm saying? You read the books on how to make a slave. And I can talk about this now because, we just got out of Black History Month and everybody's so geeked about Black History Month, so they, whatever. So now that we're back into March, let's talk about some real history of our people and how we are still allowing these things to take place in our minds today. How these things are still being implemented into our people, into our children today. and what we can do to succeed these type of things. You know what I'm saying? Like what we can do to not have these things happening to us, and how we can counteract. You know what I'm saying? How we can counteract. Can you hear that? And how we can counteract these things being done to our people. Day in and day out, how we can counteract the teachings of our children so that they don't grow up with this same superior inferiority complex, so that they can know that you are just, if not greater than your counterparts. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing. I'm not one of those people that wants to go back and like, oh, you're not the superior race. We're the superior race. And da, 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 da. The thing about it is we are all humans. In the moment that we can wrap our minds around that we are all humans and just dwell out of love on the frequency of love for humanity, because there's really one race, and that's humans. You know what I'm saying? And that's the human race when it comes to Homo sapiens and everything like that. You got the human race. That's it. It doesn't matter the hue of your skin or anything like that. Granted, that's some of the trouble that didn't got our people in a long time ago or whatever, but that's a whole nother story. Okay, that's a whole nother story. But yeah, so anyway, back to these quotes. I'm sorry, I get hyped, y'all. I get hype and the reason that I get hype is because this is the truth be told, and I want to be the person to spread these things, whether these are hard conversations to have. A lot of people don't like having these type of conversations. They don't want to talk about these. They don't want to talk about these racism and religion and politics and all this other kind of stuff. They want you to run scared of the conversations that you should be having in your household to counteract all the things that they've been doing for hundreds of years that to make you feel and think a certain type of way. You know what I'm saying? We need to have these conversations, because if we don't have these conversations, we're just going to keep continuing the same cycle and programming that these people sat down and delegated to put upon us. You know what I'm saying? That they had to sit and conclude and concoct all these type of stories and things to tell us, our people, to keep us down. And then Henry Berry, he told you exactly why. He told you exactly why. He said we have as far as possible to where they could get at that time. You know what I'm saying? And let's go back. Henry Berry, his stuff came in let's see. He made these statements, and I believe it was 1785, but I want to make sure I am correct, because I don't think it wasn't. It was 1832. So he made these statements in 1832. He was saying we have, as far as possible, closed every avenue by which the light may enter the slave's mind. What do they mean by that? What is this light? What avenues did they close? You know what I'm saying? What did they close off to keep this light from entering? Religion, maybe. The choice of religion, schooling, you know what I'm saying? What we learn. Everybody talk about desegregation as if it was like the greatest thing that ever happened to us. No, it was not. All it did was allow their people to teach our children exactly what they wanted them to know. It's still going on today. Texas, they tell them that slave people, or that slavery were like free laborers coming over to America looking for work. The last time I checked, did not one Kunta Kinte, not one person on them slave ships volunteer to get on that slave ship. None of them. But that's what they teach them nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So this segregation didn't do nothing but allow these people to teach our children and continue on this programming of closing off the light. You know what I'm saying? Being able to recognize the truth. The light ain't nothing but the truth. If you take the truth, place the word light. You know what I'm saying? We have, as far as possible, closed every avenue by which the truth may enter the slave's mind. If we could distinguish the capacity to see the truth, our work will be complete. They will then be on the level of a beast of the field, and we then should be safe. If we can get them to acting ignorant, killing themselves, robbing from each other, stealing from each other, acting like animals, acting a fool everywhere they go, we are safe from them ever being able to know the truth in their mind. where we will forever be able to keep them estranged from the truth of who they are, from the truth of the abilities that they have with just their minds, from the truth of the ability, from the truth that we stole this land from them, from the truth that this is their home and we just came and took it over like it was ours. There's so many truths that they are still being successful at keeping out of our minds. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is people say, oh, it's conspiracy theory, it's this, it's that. No, it's not. It's truth. It's things that have been written. People have said it. They wrote it down. You got notes over. You're able to go back into these meetings. Like people don't even know. And then I'm going to say this within the last 5 minutes of that I got here because I only got 5 minutes left. But people don't even realize that, Washington, D.C. was not the original capital of the United States of America. You know what I'm saying? Prior to, you know what? Let's take it back further than that. People do not even know that the United States of America has had 2 constitutions. They don't know that the Constitution that we lead today or that we learn today or not so much learn today, that's the second Constitution of the United States, not the first. You know what I'm saying? That's not the first Constitution of the United States. They don't realize that the capital of the United States used to be in Philadelphia. They don't realize that they used to have these meetings up in Carpenter's Hall, these buildings that still stand in Philadelphia today, that we're not educated on these type of things. They don't, you know why? Because they don't teach you that in American history. You got to go find those type of things out on your own. They don't teach you that in American history. You know what I'm saying? These truths. Because then if you knew that this stuff took place in Philadelphia, and you knew that they had these meetings in Philadelphia, you can look up into these minutes of these meetings that were happening in Philadelphia, in Carpenter's Hall. You know what I'm saying? And you can know what these people were discussing, what they were talking about, the plans that they had in mind for telling you that you were Negro, Black, and colored, and all these other kind of race codes and everything. All those things are clearly written out in detail in these notes. But do we go back and read them? No, that's the real Black history. That's the Black history that we should be looking into every month. Every time that you look at something or something does not sit right with you, or that you feel like you can be in a better place, go educate yourself on some of the things that have been done so that we can begin. Simply begin. It's so much that has been done. We're not going to be able to undo it all in this generation. We're not. But what is important is that we understand what we can. We educate ourselves on what we can in this generation. We teach our children that, so that that's their start, so that they continue to go back further and further as they get older and teach their own children. So then in a couple of generations, we may be able to undo a lot of the things, a lot of the lies, a lot of the programming that has been done to us, And the thing about it is, it might sound rude, it sounds like, oh, it sounds racist against Europeans, or, hateful against Europeans, or, something like that. But no, it's just calling a spade a spade. They did it. You know what I'm saying? You can't be ashamed of something that was done. You know what I'm saying? We can't just sweep it under the rug like it was never done, like a lot of people would like to do. A lot of people don't even care to know who our people were before slavery, where we came from, what we did before slavery. You know what I'm saying? They sweep it under the rug. Why? Why do we do that? You know what I'm saying? Tell me, let me know in the comments. Why is this a normal practice of our people? Why do we feel like we are so less down that we don't deserve to know? You know what I'm saying? We, in our mind, the world is only 400 years old. Honestly, think about that. When you learn history in school, everything like that, your mind only goes back to 1619. It's only 400 years old. Well, 2 years old now. You know what I'm saying? 19, 20, yeah, 2, 3. I don't know, I'm counting, but yeah, like a lot of our minds don't even go back past those 400 years. The earth is over like 4.5 billion years old, and we're stuck. Our minds, our programming is stuck in the last 400 years. We got to get better. We got to do better. Real quick, the Holy Covenant Asiatic Nation Ye are the children of one father, provided for by his care. The rest of one mother has given ye suck. Let the bonds of affection therefore unite thee with thy brothers, that peace and happiness may dwell in our Father's house. And when you separate in the world, remember the relation that bondeth you to love and unity, and prefer not a stranger before thy own blood. If thy brothers in adversity, assist him. If thy sisters in trouble, forsake her not. So shall the fortunes of thy father contribute to the support of his whole race, and his care be continued to you all in your love to each other. Peace. All righty. Well, I'll let you go so you can get in with Tyrone. Oh, I was just saying I'll let you go so you can get in with Tyrone. I don't know. I was just saying I'll let you go so you can get in with Tyrone. Y'all can get set up. Oh. All right, peace. See you later. Huh? Oh, because it say you live. It say you live. Right? Yeah, you must have hit it twice because it came on and came off. All right. Have a good evening. See you later.